A massive steel drill bit, engineered to tear through solid granite, suddenly halts 60 feet beneath the red Utah dirt. The engine of the multi-ton rig groans, screeches, and then, with a sound like a bomb going off, the tungsten carbide head completely shatters into dust. If you think the secret of Skinwalker Ranch is just a highly produced reality show designed to spook suburban households, you have been completely blind to the terrifying truth. In this jaw-dropping breakdown of their most dangerous dig, Brandon Fugel's team finally breaches the entrance of the hidden Mesa tunnel. But what they find waiting for them in the pitch-black void isn't just empty space or old mining timber. It is a physical, highly structured anomaly that actively fights back. In exactly 3 minutes, I am going to show you the precise moment the team lowers a robotic camera into the dark, only for the thermal sensors to register a sudden, impossible drop in temperature that drains their heavy-duty lithium batteries to absolute zero in less than 4 seconds. If you exit this video now, you are going to miss the actual undeniable proof that something artificial and massive is buried inside that ancient rock, operating a power source that has been humming since before the United States was even a dot on a map. This is the ultimate moment of truth the entire paranormal community has been begging for. By the end of this video, you will see why this discovery has officially put the local authorities and black-budget government agencies on absolute red alert. But wait, before we reveal the bizarre metallic curvature the camera caught right before the feed went completely dead, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications. We strip away the lies and dive headfirst into the world's most heavily guarded secrets every single week, and you cannot afford to miss what we have in store. Get ready, because the seal on the mesa has just been broken, and what is waking up down there is truly chilling. The team starts this high-stakes operation with a mix of scientific curiosity and pure raw nerves. For years, they've mapped the mesa using ground-penetrating radar and seismic sensors, and the data has always pointed to the exact same spot, a massive, hollow void running deep inside the rock structure. But actually getting a drill into that void has been an absolute nightmare. It's like trying to break into Fort Knox with a plastic spoon. Every single time Travis Taylor and the crew have tried to drill horizontally or vertically into this specific zone, the ranch has retaliated with brutal force. We're talking about heavy-duty machinery hitting an invisible wall, drill bits overheating in seconds, and the team's high-tech monitoring equipment glitching out like they're standing next to a massive EMP generator. It feels less like drilling into natural stone and more like trying to punch through the hull of a military submarine. But during this investigation, Travis refuses to take no for an answer. He brings in a massive industrial-grade vertical rig, coordinates the GPS to the exact millimeter of the subterranean void, and commands the operator to push the machine to its absolute limit. But who or what constructed a barrier this dense inside a natural geological formation? This is where the team gets a chilling reality check. The deeper the drill bites into the earth, the more the air around the site begins to change. The crew starts reporting a heavy metallic taste in their mouths, a classic terrifying warning sign of high-intensity radiation exposure. Stop right here and comment below. If you were standing on that rig and your radiation detector started clicking, would you keep drilling for the sake of science, or would you run for the hills? I want to see your theories right now. Keep this radiation warning in mind, because in just a few minutes, we are going to look at the physical toll this toxic energy takes on the crew when they finally pierce the outer shell. As the drill finally grinds down to the 60-foot mark, the heavy drone of the diesel engine suddenly goes quiet. The pressure gauges on the control panel drop instantly to zero. They're in. They have successfully punched a hole straight into the forbidden zone. But the victory is instantly cut short. The air venting out of the borehole doesn't smell like musty underground dirt. It smells like hot ozone and burnt copper, almost like a blown-out circuit board. Travis Taylor, looking like a man who just realized he's playing with a loaded gun, immediately orders the crew to step back. They cannot risk sending a human being down a narrow, toxic shaft without knowing what's waiting at the bottom. So they prepare their secret weapon, a custom-built, shielded robotic rover packed with thermal cameras, magnetic sensors, and a highly sensitive 1.6 GHz frequency receiver, which, if you know anything about Skinwalker Ranch, is the exact radio frequency that always broadcasts right before a UAP appears in the sky. But what happens next will absolutely shock you. The moment they lower the rover into the darkness of the borehole, the live video feed starts violently tearing. Bright green static lines cut across the monitor, and the audio feed picks up a low, rhythmic pulsing sound that sounds exactly like a heavy-duty server room cooling fan. It's not the sound of wind or echoes, it is a steady, mechanical throb. If your skin is already crawling, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are tracking every single piece of data from this investigation, and the truth is getting too loud for the mainstream media to suppress. Travis stands over the monitor, his eyes wide, and whispers to Erik Bard that the magnetic readings inside the shaft are climbing to levels that should be physically impossible without a massive electromagnet nearby. Keep this crazy magnetic spike in mind, because later in this video, we are going to connect it to a legendary pop culture mystery that will make your jaw drop. Do not lose your focus, the rover is about to make its final descent. Consider this your absolute non-negotiable spoiler warning. If you haven't caught up on the latest developments of this mind-blowing investigation, we are about to reveal the exact physical nature of the chamber they discovered. We are breaking down the data, the direct visual evidence, and the terrifying implications of what is lurking beneath the Utah desert. If you are ready to see behind the curtain, let's step into the dark. With the robotic rover slowly crawling through the debris at the bottom of the shaft, the dust finally begins to settle, and the camera feed clears up. The team expected to see a jagged, rough-cut cavern, or maybe a collapsed tunnel from an old 19th century mining operation. Instead, the screen paints a picture that leaves Erik Bard completely speechless in the command center. The walls of this chamber are not made of natural, fractured sandstone. They are smooth. Impossibly mathematically smooth. The thermal imaging camera shows that the chamber is shaped in a perfect geometric dome. Nature does not construct perfect angles and clean curves 60 feet beneath a desert mesa. This is artificial engineering on a massive, highly sophisticated scale. Stop what you're doing and comment below. Do you think this underground dome was built by a secret branch of the US military? Or are we looking at something ancient and completely non-human that has been buried there for thousands of years? Let's get the debate started in the comments. But wait, the rover is about to crawl closer to the center of the dome, and what is resting in the middle of that room isn't just empty space. Stay tuned, because in just a moment we are going to reveal the terrifying structure that proved this tunnel is actually a housing unit for something active. The robotic rover pushes past a pile of loose rock, its headlights cutting through the subterranean gloom. As the camera tilts upward, the team realizes the entire dome is constructed around a single, massive central object. Embedded directly into the smooth wall is a dark, metallic-looking curvature that seems to absorb the light from the rover's high beams. It has a dull matte finish that looks like some kind of stealth aircraft coating. And then, the 1.6 GHz detector on the rover starts flashing a bright hostile red. This isn't a passive piece of metal. It is actively broadcasting. The signal is incredibly clean, carrying a structured repeating data pattern that looks almost like digital binary code. It's as if the moment the drill breached the ceiling, this object woke up from a long dormant sleep and started sending out a distress call to the sky. This is classic Skinwalker Ranch, but on a scale we have never seen before. It's like the opening scene of Indiana Jones meets Independence Day. But wait, if the object is broadcasting, where is the signal actually going? Back in the command center, Erik's external surveillance monitors show a sudden, massive spike in the local airspace. A highly unusual localized magnetic distortion begins to form directly above the mesa, warping the daylight sky like a heat mirage. The ranch isn't just hosting an anomaly. The underground tunnel is actively projecting something into the sky above it. If this level of real-world sci-fi is blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button right now. We are the ultimate hub for those who want the raw, unfiltered data behind these incredible events. But what the team does next to try and physically touch this metallic object is so incredibly risky. Even the most seasoned researchers on the crew look like they want to walk off the job. Keep watching, because what happens next is a direct confrontation with the unknown. With the robot locked onto the metallic object, Travis Taylor decides they need to get a direct physical measurement of the material's density using a specialized acoustic sensor. They want to bounce sound waves off the metal to see how thick it actually is. But the moment the sensor sends out its first sonic pulse, the ranch strikes back with terrifying speed. A sudden, ear-piercing squeal erupts from the communication headsets. The rover's video feed violently glitches, turning into a kaleidoscope of green and purple static before cutting to a completely black screen with the word "signal lost." At that exact microsecond, the biometrics on the researchers standing near the borehole go completely haywire. Thomas Winterton's smartwatch begins flashing a critical heart rate warning, showing his pulse skyrocketing to a dangerous 180 beats per minute while he's just standing completely still. Beside him, the camera crew reports feeling a wave of intense, sudden nausea and a pounding headache that hits them like a physical blow. The energy coming out of that hole is toxic. It's like standing in front of an open microwave. Dragon immediately steps in, his face tense under his hard hat, and demands that everyone shut down the equipment and evacuate the site. "We are done," he yells over the wind. "We've seen what this energy did to Thomas before. We are not putting lives on the line for a piece of metal." Before we reveal the shocking decision Travis makes in response to Dragon's warning, comment below. Who do you agree with here? Should they pull the plug to protect the crew? Or is this discovery too important to walk away from? Hold on to your seats, because the team is about to realize that the ranch is already closing the door on them. While the team stands near the borehole arguing over whether to pack up or push forward, the air around them suddenly goes dead silent. The wind that usually rushes across the high mesa completely drops to nothing. And then, the temperature begins to plummet. We're not talking about a gentle evening chill. We're talking about an unnatural, aggressive cold snap that drops the ambient air temperature by nearly 25 degrees in less than 30 seconds. The crew's breath starts freezing in the air, forming thick white plumes in the middle of a hot summer afternoon. It feels exactly like that scene in a horror movie right before the monster steps out of the shadows. Travis runs over to the thermal camera mounted on the tripod and looks at the screen. The entire area around the borehole has turned a deep, icy purple. The cold isn't coming from the weather. It is literally pouring out of the deep shaft like liquid nitrogen. And then, the heavy-duty diesel generator powering the entire site suddenly dies. The engine doesn't sputter or cough. It just stops instantly, as if an invisible hand reached inside and pulled the master switch. "The batteries are dead," the equipment manager yells, looking at the generator panel. "The main cells are completely drained. How is that even possible? The system has been completely neutralized. Whatever is down in that tunnel just pulled every single watt of electrical energy out of their equipment to feed itself." If this absolute madness is giving you goosebumps, subscribe to the channel right now. We are breaking down every single layer of this investigation, and the clues we're uncovering are absolutely wild. Stay with me, because very shortly we are going to look at the bizarre physical substance they managed to pull up from the depths of the hole. With the power completely knocked out, the team is forced to rely on manual, old-school tools. Travis and Thomas decide that if they can't get video, they are going to get physical samples of the soil surrounding the metallic dome. They lower a heavy manual core sampler down the 60-foot shaft, slam it into the debris at the bottom, and haul it back up by hand. When they pull the steel tube apart on the work table, what they find inside leaves the entire scientific team completely baffled. The soil at the very bottom of the shaft isn't normal clay or sandstone. It is a thick, dark, pasty material that has a strange, wet, metallic sheen to it. It looks almost like industrial grease, but it has no smell. Travis grabs a powerful rare earth neodymium magnet and brings it close to the soil sample. The moment the magnet gets within 3 inches, the dark soil literally comes alive. It leaps off the table, forming spikes that reach toward the magnet like some kind of alien symbiote from Venom. This soil is heavily unnaturally magnetized. It is packed with microscopic, manufactured iron particles and rare earth elements like neodymium and samarium, materials that are used in modern military-grade stealth technology to absorb radar and electromagnetic waves. This is the smoking gun. This isn't just an unexplained phenomenon. This is material, physical proof of advanced engineering. Someone, at some point in history, artificially shielded this entire subterranean dome to keep it invisible to the outside world. Pause the video and comment below. Do you think this metallic shielding was designed to keep us from finding what's inside, or was it built to keep whatever is inside from escaping into our world? Let me know your thoughts. Keep your eyes wide open, because right now, we are about to witness the terrifying climax of this investigation. This is the moment where the mystery of the Mesa Tunnel reaches a terrifying, chaotic peak. With the magnetized soil sample secured and the generator temporarily restarted, Travis Taylor decides to run one final, aggressive test. He hooks up a high-frequency transmitter to the borehole, aiming to blast a targeted radio signal directly onto the buried metallic dome to see if they can force a physical resonance. The moment the machine begins to hum, sending the signal deep into the earth, the ground beneath their feet begins to violently vibrate. It's not a standard, rolling earthquake. It is a sharp, high-frequency tremor that rattles the equipment on the tables and sends loose gravel sliding down the sides of the mesa. The sound vibrating up through the borehole is a deep, metallic thrumming, like the engine of a massive container ship starting up deep underwater. On the monitors back in the command center, the RF analyzer screen goes absolutely ballistic. The buried object isn't just absorbing the signal anymore. It is matching it, amplifying it, and firing it back up the shaft with 10 times the power. The feedback is so intense that the speakers in the command center literally burst with a loud pop, and a thin wisp of smoke curls out of the audio mixer. The radio frequency reading spikes so high that it blows past the limits of their digital sensors. Travis looks at Erik, his face pale under his hard hat, and yells over the deafening hum, "We need to shut it down now. It's overloading." This is easily one of the most intense and dangerous moments in the entire history of the ranch. If you agree, hit that subscribe button right now to help us grow this amazing community of truth seekers. Do not leave yet, because the final moments of this video explain exactly what this chilling discovery means for the future of humanity. So, what does this chilling discovery actually mean? The opening of the hidden tunnel and the discovery of the smooth geometric dome and the massive metallic object inside changes absolutely everything we thought we knew about Skinwalker Ranch. This isn't just a place where ghosts or weird lights wander through the night. The ranch is an engineered underground facility. Whether this massive structure was built by an ancient, highly advanced civilization that lived on Earth before us, a black-budget government program hiding classified technology, or something from a completely different star system, the conclusion is unavoidable. The mesa was intentionally modified to hide and protect a massive, active technological asset buried deep within the rock, and the 1.6 gigahertz signals, the UAPs, and the radiation spikes are all just the external exhaust of a machine that is still running 60 feet beneath the dirt. We aren't just looking at a mystery anymore. We are looking at an active subterranean installation that has its own security system, and we just tripped the alarm. I want to hear from the true believers. Do you think the team will ever successfully drill all the way through the metallic dome? Or will the ranch find a way to shut them down permanently before they can see what's inside? Comment your final theories below. Thank you so much for hanging out through this massive deep dive breakdown of the hidden Mesa Tunnel. If you made it all the way to this frame, you are a certified legend. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and let me know in the comments what mystery or movie you want us to tear apart next. Until next time. Keep your eyes on the skies, watch your back on the ground, and stay curious.